I wanted to respond to some of the comments on the videos of Tonka and Monroe swimming in the pond. First of all, I want to say I had no idea that we had a pond when we purchased the property. None at all. This is going to be my wildflower garden out here. Filled with wildflowers right there. I was completely shocked when I came out here and saw water in it. Oh my goodness, I just noticed this. Oh wow. Look at that. What in the world? Oh my gosh. Whoa. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Where in the world is this water coming from? Well, this was quite surprising, I'm not going to lie. Thankfully, Tonka and Monroe didn't find it yet. Wow. I didn't know what to think, and then I talked to a neighbor, and he explained to me that there's a lake across the street, and when it drains into our pond that I didn't know we had. He told me that he had been out here with his family, and they're riding the horses through the pond last year, and I was shocked. But Tonka and Monroe were in the pond that one day. Once the pond started holding water, I immediately went into research and into action to make sure that they would be safe. It talked about snakes liking to hide into weeds and stuff. And so I immediately started cutting everything down. Cutting trees down, taking out weeds, like everything I could to make sure that the snakes had no place to go. Because I was more worried about snakes because we have this fence put in completely around the property. That's a no-climb fence and a good deterrent for alligators. So alligators I haven't been so worried about as much as snakes. But I didn't know Monroe was going to get in the water. I didn't know Tonka was going to get in the water. Come on. The water had been building up for about 6 days at that point, and neither one of them had gotten in it. It was early in the morning, so I was not expecting it at all. Monroe, come over here. I've been walking Tonka on a leash to make sure he stayed out of the water. Monroe listens to me, so I wasn't so worried about her, because if I tell her no, she'll stop doing whatever she's doing. But that morning, They'd gotten in it, and I'll tell you this. When I saw the water start to build up and I started to work out here every day to clean up out here, if you saw any of the videos before, you know, there was all kinds of tall weeds and stuff out here. This is what Tonka can't wait to do every single morning. Come out and just patrol the property. He used to sleep in, not anymore. Now he wakes up and he forces me to get out of bed, as you could see. And I have lost probably 10 pounds trying to clean it up. But, so I knew there was nothing out here. I knew there were no alligators or snakes. I've been keeping an eye on it. I have cameras out here. I have 3 cameras out here on the property at this lake that is now in our yard. And every time an animal is on one, it'll alert me. It'll say an animal. Is on the camera, or if a person's on the camera, it'll tell me that. There's a camera right there. There's an Arlo camera. I have a live feed where I can see it right away. There's another camera there, and there's a game camera on the tree over there, right over there. So I have all kinds of cameras out here. My bedroom's right there, so I can look out here and see whatever's going on. I've been cleaning all this up, as you can see, to make sure that I have a clear view of the water and to make sure I can see anything that might possibly go on out here. Just the thought that anybody would think that I would put their lives at risk is just, I don't even know what to say about that. I would never, ever, ever do anything to risk them. They swam in the pond that one morning. Monroe was in it already. Tonka ran in it and jumped in it. He was already in it. I was standing there. I knew nothing was in there, so I wasn't too concerned. I don't have to worry about amoebas or anything like that with the dogs. There's nothing out here that would affect them. The only amoeba that's really out here is in stagnant warm water. And this pond is just a runoff for rain and a lake. So there's no stagnant warm water in it. And even if there were, dogs are not affected by it. Only humans are. So the only thing I would have to worry about with them would be like giardia or something. But like I said, it's fresh water from the rain. It's rained here just about every day since we moved in June. So it's definitely rained every week. We've had a lot of rain out here. And it's just a runoff of that. So my feelings are pretty hurt at some of the comments I have received off of Monroe and Tonka being in the pond on our property. I just don't even understand how anybody would think that I would risk their health or their safety by allowing them to get into the pond. I would never do something like that. And I'm really surprised that anybody would think that I would. I had this fence installed, which has a no-climb fence. It's a pretty good deterrent to alligators. It would have to be like a really big alligator that was wanting to mate or get to some food or something, which I do not leave out. There's nothing out here that an alligator would want to eat. And the fence is a pretty good deterrent. But nonetheless, I still watch constantly. I can see the pond right out of my window. I don't take the dogs out until after I've come out and checked to make sure that there's nothing out there. And I'm I have Tonka on a leash every time now. Monroe, I don't have to put on a leash because she listens to me. Tonka does not. So for you guys, I appreciate your concern so much. I love that you're worried about them. But I want you to know that I would never, ever put them at any kind of a risk. Never. I've literally lost subscribers, I guess. People that have watched for a long time. And I'm just shocked by it. I mean, damn, I would never put them at risk. Ever. Monroe snuck in the pond one day. I knew there was nothing in it. I let them have their little swim before I put them in the bathtub and gave them a bath. And they have not been in it since, and they had not been in it before that one time. And I don't know. I'm flabbergasted. Somebody actually reported the video. It's a pond in my property that's completely fenced in. It's not some pond. And it had just formed within the week. It's not like I took them somewhere and said, oh, y'all go jump in the pond, have a swim. Hopefully there's no alligators or anything in there. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like some of you thought I did. And I did not. And I would not put them at risk. So I just want to make that very, very clear. When we moved out here, I had no idea that we were going to have a pond. None. I was completely shocked when I looked outside and I saw water out there. And I even posted a couple videos saying that to you guys. The pond area is all grass and weeds. I had actually just mowed it a couple days before. And then when I saw the water coming in, there was a bunch of tall weeds that I came out and I had to mow down. And I mean tall, I mean like over 6 feet tall. And I had a push mower, and I'm out here push mowing all of that. And then after I push mowed it and I got all the sticks out, I took the big zero turn mower through it. And I mowed it all down to clear it out, to make sure there was nothing that would want to be in the pond. I feel like I'm just rambling on. I don't know. I just don't know. I got so much on my mind with Tonka's health and everything, and just for y'all to think that I would do anything to put them at risk, it's really hurtful. Because I never would ever do that. I love Tonka and Monroe. And I do everything I can to keep them safe, and to keep them happy, and to keep them healthy. Everything. I wouldn't do anything to risk them. And I'm very upset that I was not informed about this before I bought the property. Because I never would have bought it if I had been. And I love it out here. I love everything about here except that.